Kurang bisan wah janggama kurang bisan ya matrenelo iyan dem marong iyan den jai kai wai iyan dem marong suma iyan dem marong kai wai kurang bisan wah janggama.
We greet you, members of the DA, University of the Gambia. Good afternoon, and fellow EDUSANs. It is with immense pleasure that I welcome you here once again as we shed light on the second day of the EDUSA week. I am Mustafa Huma, co-moderator and Deputy Information and Communications Minister of the 15th Executive Council. This afternoon, I stand in front of you all with deep sense of pride and gratitude as I co-moderate this important occasion. Once again, we welcome you all to this occasion. Thank you very much, and please feel at home. Before we start the program proper, let me just remind you of the program guide. This afternoon, we will begin with prayers. From there, we will have the opening remarks that will be delivered by Madam Drame, our faculty officer. From there, we will have the welcome remarks that would be given by the Education and Research Minister, Honorable Mohamed Lamin Keita. Next to that would be an orientation on the established rules and regulations for today's program. That would be given by the UTG-DA Association. From there, we would have public speaking competition that would be moderated by the UTG-DA Association. Then we'll have debate competition. We'll have an interlude. Maybe of poetry from one of our poetess here with us. Then we would have an announcement of results. We'll have the announcement of results that will be done by the judge under the DA. From there, we will have the closing remarks. The closing remarks would equally be done by the Deputy Education and Research Minister, Honorable Molna bin Faike. So that's what we have here on the table, and we want to start the program now. So let's have somebody to represent us, lead us in the Muslim prayers.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Let's have somebody to lead us into the Christian way of prayers.
Of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father in heaven, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
In remarks that will be delivered by the Faculty Officer, School of Education. Auntie Jennifer, please.
Good afternoon, the 15th executive, and good afternoon to gentlemen and ladies. I am deeply honored to stand before you to address, to give the opening remark for day 2 of this important occasion. Well, it is very important that we always remember why we are here. We are here to learn, which is the key thing why we are at this university. But we also know that there should be a time for extracurricular activities. Though I know it is not that much extracurricular because you have other educational activities during this week. This week is a very important week that people have different talents in one way or the other. Some are very good when it comes to debate. Some are good when it comes to cultural show. So this week will allow each and every one of you to show your talent. And you should not allow to be left behind. Let people know who you are. We are not the same. We all have different talents. And we have different experiences. We are not all from the same background. So with that, this week will help everybody to showcase your talents. That makes this a very, very important week. Now, mostly I'm not happy because the attendance is not very good. Anytime we have EDUSA programs, the attendance is not up to expectation. I remember 2 years ago, the dean used to give a whole week lecture free for this occasion, because we think that it is a very important occasion that you students don't even need to go to the classroom. But later we realized that after giving that lecture free week, the turnout still is not good. It is even better when there is no lecture free, because sometimes when some come to attend classes, from their class they join the session. Some before their class they join the session. So this is a very important occasion that everybody needs to attend. Also, one thing I also want to, though it is an opening remark that I'm supposed to give, but I think this is very important. I noticed it since yesterday. That is with regards to politics. You know, I am not interested in politics. Some are very close to me, but when it comes to politics, they say, "Madam, put my photo on the status." I say, "No, I'm not interested." Now, what we know is that after the election, the political difference, we put it aside. But what I noticed this time around is different. It's like those who are in this camp are the ones who are taking the EDUSA week seriously. And those who are not in the other camp are not taking it seriously. What I know from the others, after election, we have one family. We all come, we work actively, and then there is a successful EDUSA week. This is not for one person, it is not for one group, it's for everybody. So let's put hands together and work very hard to make this EDUSA week a successful one. I pray that the EDUSA week ends well, and I pray that today is the second day, that there is success in the day 2 of the EDUSA week. I thank you all, and I wish you all a successful day day 2 and a successful EDUSA week. Thank you.
We also thank you for reminding us of the need for unity. When elections are gone, there is the need for us to regroup and reunite. Elections come and go, but educations remain. We thank you very much for putting that across in the eloquence of your address. Thank you once again. Next on the agenda, we have the welcome remark. This would be given by the Education and Research Minister, Honorable Morlan Keta. Honorable, please.
Afternoon, council members. Good afternoon, the IPR Ministry and the Geneva and the members of the DA, that is the UTG Debate Association. Indeed, it is an honor to stand here to give a short opening remarks due to time failure, and I apologize for the late startup of this activity. As we all know, today is the second day of the fourth edition of EDUSA Week, and EDUSA Week, as Andy Geneva said, it is a very, very important activities in the University of the Gambia when it comes to the School of Education, because EDUSA Week is among the major activities of the council. So EDUSA Week, if you all come on board and take part, put all our hands together, we are going to register a success. But sometimes it is very, very sad. Look at the turnout. When EDUSA is about more than 900 students, the number of students here, if you look at it, is even less than 100. So let's put all our hands on deck for a better EDUSA, so that we will have a great success in this year's EDUSA Week. And this year's EDUSA Week, inshallah, is going to be EDUSA Week with difference, because we have started that yesterday, and that series of excellence will continue. Today you will experience one of the greatest or one of the best public speakers and debaters in the history of education. So let us all come on board and take part in this activity, so that we register a great and a huge success. And not only that, EDUSA Week is a full week activities. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, we have different activities. So everyone is encouraged. As far as you are an EDUSAN, come on board and take part, because this activity is mainly for we the EDUSANs. No other school or no other faculty will come here and take part. It is for us. It is also part of the extracurricular activities of the curriculum of the University of the Gambia School of Education. But when you call for activities, people don't show up. So I don't know what are we going to do, or what mechanisms do you people want us to do, so that EDUSANs will come out and take part in their own activities. So EDUSANs, both academics, extracurricular activities, sports, any other things, when people call, come on board, we take part. And the Geneva said, politics is done and dusted. All hands on deck for a better EDUSA. I came through a camp, but I'm not serving as what? As my camp. I am serving as an EDUSAN, and I told people that I have swear to serve without fear or favor. When we conduct our trainings, people even text me from my own political camp. They do not attend the training, telling me that put my name so that I can have certificate. I told them that over my dead body for me to do that, because I am serving EDUSANs, not any other political camp. So let's put our hands on deck for a better EDUSA. I thank you all once again.
Thank you very much, Honorable Education and Research Minister Morlan Keta. I think that was a wonderful speech, and we've all heard it together. Now, next on the agenda, we have the orientation on the rules and regulations for the debate. This will be done by the UTGTA Association. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the 15th Executive Council of the Education Students Association for extending invitation to the University of the Gambia Debate Association. I think this is an indication that students are really taking ownership of the University of the Gambia Debate Association. For those of you who do not know, every student in the UTG is a member of the University of the Gambia Debate Association. You don't need to buy any form or register. You're a member by virtue of you being a university student. So we are glad that you guys are taking ownership of it. Now to the issue, to the main thing, which is the debate and public speaking competition. Well, debate and public speaking, it's one of the ways in which we can raise our voices without necessarily fighting, raise our demands and concerns. So this is really a great initiative. Now let's come to the rules and regulations. Let's begin with the public speaking category. In the public speaking category, we have few rubrics that we'll be judging you on. The number one thing is the content of your speech. We expect the participants to have their speech go in line with the content. That is the question that they are given. So the content of their speech carries major part of the marks of the in our score sheet here. And after the content, we also have the confidence of the participant. It is important for a public speaker to be confident, regardless of whether you're saying the truth or not. Confidence is one of the most important things. It's one of the most important qualities of a public speaker. So you need to be very confident. And another thing that we are also going to check is the grammar. Grammar is very important since we are all university students. We are all expected to go in line with the rules of grammar. Apart from that, we are also going to check the logical presentation. It's important for you to present logically as a public speaker, and it should also be coherent. We do not expect you to begin from the end, then tell us the introduction at the latter part of your speech. We expect you to go in a coherent way so that every person will understand. Now, aside from that, let's go to the debate. The debate is one of the most interesting parts. The debate is also going to be very simple. One of the rubrics that we are going to judge you on is the content of the debate. Content is also very important in the debate. We expect you to go in line with the motion because the motion is but for you guys to discourse on it. So we expect you to go in line with the motion. Another thing that we are also going to look at is the structure of your debate. We want you to present your debate, to tell us what you're coming to do before you start your debate. After telling us what you're coming to do that and also remind us of what you have done already. That is what we call the structure of your debate. Tell us what you're coming to do in the process, in the course of your debating. And of course, after you debating, tell us what you have done. And that is what we call the structure of the debate. And aside from that too, we are also going to judge on the logical presentation and the coherence. This is also very important. We expect you to have your points in order, let them be logically explained so that a reasonable individual will know that this point is indeed very sensible. Aside from that too, we are also going to judge you on the conciseness of your speech. I forgot to include this in the public speaking category. We are going to be giving you 5 minutes, so that is for the public speaking category. So we expect you to at least speak to we expect you to speak within 5 minutes and not more or less than that. When it comes to the debate, the consistent of speech, that is your time, goes for we're giving you 7 minutes 15 seconds. You're not supposed to under debate and you're not supposed to over debate. When we say under debating, we mean you debating in less than 7 minutes. And when we say over debating, it means you debating more than the time given to you, which is the 7 minutes 15 seconds. Aside from that too, we also expect you to do your rebuttals very well, your strengthening, and of course logical presentation, like I said earlier on. And yeah, that is all for the debate. Thank you very much and wishing you all the best.
Please, we would need the public speakers on the ground now.
So what we did for fairness, we made sure that we numbered all the questions. And in here, they are from number 1 to 6. Any number that you pick, we are going to ask you on that question. So if you pick number 6, you are going to answer the question that we have drafted as question number 6. So this way, it's not like we are choosing anybody, we want to favor anybody. We just want to make sure everything is free and fair. Thank you.
And for the timing, we've changed it to 4 minutes now. So you're expected to speak within 4 minutes. Yes. So where is contestant number 1? Participant number 1. Assuming that you are appointed as the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, what would you do in your first 100 days in office?
All right. Good afternoon, fellow EDUSANs. Good afternoon, our able judges. Good afternoon, fellow public speakers. The question asked is, assuming I am appointed as the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, what will I do in my first 100 days in office? But first, what are the responsibilities of that ministry? The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education is a ministry responsible for the basic education in the Gambia, that is to say from ECD to grade 12, where there are 2 key examinations that are observed in this ministry. That is the Gambia Basic Education Certificate Examination, and then the WAS exams, that is West African Examination Certificate. As a minister, what we need is motivation for our teachers. As a minister, what we know is a better curriculum to deliver better knowledge to our students. As we celebrate EDUSA Week today, If you look behind our teasers, we want to motivate and retain our teachers. How do we do this? We can't do it. Ministry of Higher Education cannot do it, but MOPSI can do it. And this is one of the first things that I will do. Find ways in motivating teachers. And what are these ways? We have better ways to motivate these teachers. What we cry for is allowances. I will make sure in my ministry there will be better allowances allocated for teachers, more especially provincial teachers, to make sure they are motivated, because education, if you understand, it is more concentrated within the greater the Banjul area. What are our brothers and sisters in the provinces doing? What do we do to bring them back in the system? We motivate those teachers there to increase their allowance. We give them housing allowance. We give them hardship. How do we improve the curriculum? In my ministry, our officer is responsible for curriculum. We will make sure we reframe the curriculum. We make sure it is not going to be a theoretical curriculum, but a curriculum which will include practicals, where our students will learn by doing. This is something that I believe it is lacking in our education system. If I am appointed as minister, these are one of the two things that I will start with. I will find ways of motivating my teachers, and I will also bring a better curriculum that will be practical curriculum, not a theoretical curriculum where we only learn by cramming. Today, if I ask you what is science, you will define it, right? What is science? It's the systematic study of nature. What do we use science to do? What do we use science to do? How many of us we are pure science students today? What can we do with our biology, chemistry, and physics? We learn how to describe and define and draw the cockroach. What can we do with the cockroach? We need a better curriculum where at least if we want to learn things, it will be something that we can practicalize, that will help us in developing this nation. So this is some of the things that I will do. On that note, I want to thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause, please.
So your question is, technology is advancing day by day. What are its impact on quality education in the Gambia? Technology is advancing day by day. What are its impacts on quality education in the Gambia?
Greetings, the representatives of DA Debate Association, my revered comrades in academia, that is the EDUSANs, greetings to you all. My topic is, can you please repeat my topic again because I can't recall?
Technology is advancing day by day. What are its impacts on quality education in the Gambia?
The Gambia, we've been looking for quality education, and in looking for quality education, we have to go digital. Recently, not long ago, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education have introduced a project which is a RISE project, R-I-S-E, if you could vividly remember, and that project is connected to what we call advancement of technology or inculcation of technology in our education system. And then technology is one of the meaningful ways of enhancing the growth of quality education. In our modern society, as a country, we have to go digital in a sense that other countries have gone digital, that we also have to acquaint ourselves with technology so as to be able to transcend beyond measures in our current education system. And then technology is also key in a sense that students need to know the technological aspect of education to be able to thrive in it. And then quality education, we cannot achieve it without technology. We cannot achieve quality education without technology. And then by doing that, teachers that are in the business of education need to be taught or to be well equipped and well taught in technology for us to be able to inculcate technology in our education system. First of all, we have to make sure that teachers are acquainted with what we call technology. Not long ago, 48% of lower basic teachers grappled with challenges when it comes to what we call numeracy and literacy. And when it comes to what we call numeracy and literacy, we can use technology to be able to thrive in the education system. And then technology, it is quite expensive. The education of the Gambia is underfunded. But how to introduce technology in our current education system? We need to have experts in technology. It is very key that the experts in technology will be able to provide the requisite knowledge onto the teachers to be able to confer that knowledge to the general student body. And then even in the university system, it is also part of academia, that even in the university system, it is important that we conform ourselves with what we call technology. Because in the modern society today, we've gone what we call digital, in a sense that if you go to other countries today, everything that they do is connected to what we call technology. They are not using books and pen anymore. So it is up to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education as relevant stakeholders in education to train teachers to conform themselves with technology and then make sure that the Gambia register a tremendous success when it comes to technological advancement in education. And then it is also incumbent upon us as teachers in the business of education to make sure that we acquaint ourselves with technology. Recently, we've attended a training on the Gambia Teachers Union and the Quiz Institute of Technology, which is Quantum. The goal is to make sure that each and every teacher,
Thank you very much.
If you were a teacher given the opportunity to address the cabinet, what would you say are the key reasons educators leave the profession and what must change? Should I repeat or is it okay?
It's okay.
All right.
Sorry, the question, if I happen to be the teacher, let me write it down, sorry.
Let me just read and then you listen for the last time, please. Okay. If you were a teacher given the opportunity to address the cabinet, what would you say are the key reasons educators leave the profession? They leave the profession, and what must be changed? You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
What must be changed?
Nelson Mandela once says, it seems impossible until it is done and dusted. It is an honor to stand before you today, but before going further, courtesy demand, I must greet you first. Good afternoon, the members of DEA. Good afternoon, respected EDUSANs. The topic is, if I given a chance to address the National Assembly members on the matter of teachers leaving the teaching field for another job.
Is cabinet the same as National Assembly?
We all know teachers are the nation builders. Teachers are the guardians. A nation to be developed, they must have good teachers that have been motivated by the government, but not to be left out by the government. First, if I have the chance today, as currently I am a teacher, if I have the chance to be at the National Assembly, first thing is, teachers lack motivation in this country. There must be a motivation for teachers to do their job without fear or favor, without us being thinking of anything after leaving the workplace. In this country, teachers lack motivation. That is number one. They lack motivation. And you all can bear me witness. We have that we call runaway teachers every year. The data shows that in every region, in every academic year, about 500 students and 500 teachers will leave the teaching field for other institutions. What caused that? We all know that teachers are not motivated in this country. Number two, that is teachers' capacity building, training. This is something that has been doing in the educational sector before. This was during around 2011, 2012, 2013. Every Saturday and Sundays, there was a fast track initiative project that was inaugurated in this country to motivate teachers. But when this current government came, they eradicated that one out there. Now teachers can be in a particular school for almost 3 years without being capacitated, without being going for capacity building training. We all know if you want to be developed in your profession, there must be a capacity building training for the person. Capacity building training is very important. If I have the chance, these are the things I will raise at the National Assembly so that they know that what teachers are facing. The third one is the allowances that teachers were benefiting before are not benefiting it now. If you go to provincial Gambia, a hardship area that was about 65% has been reduced to 13%. Is that a motivation? Audience, is that a motivation? No. A teacher who will be teaching from 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. will be given a 15% of his work. Is that encouraging? Is that encouraging? Therefore, I will conclude by telling that the government needs to invest in education. I will conclude by the government, they must revisit their policy in concerning about the teachers professional in this country. Teachers are lacking behind when it comes in terms of improvement, in terms of even their life. Many don't want to be a teacher because teachers are poor. That's the reason behind it. Thank you very much.
If you were given the opportunity to change one thing in the teaching profession, what would it be and why?
Yes. Good afternoon, esteemed judges. Good afternoon to my fellow contestants, and good afternoon to the ladies and gentlemen here present. I greet you all. Who wouldn't be able to answer this question as far as teachers are concerned? We all know we have things that we don't like from the state or from the government as teachers. One of the contestants just made mention of teachers running away from being teachers in this country. Discrimination. And one thing that I would want to be eradicated by the state on teachers, that will be lack of value for Gambian teachers. Who don't want value? Who? May I see your answers? Who wouldn't want to be valued as a teacher? None of us is raising up his or her hand, right? We know what is going on other countries, despite not having the advantage to go to those countries, but the media has helped us. We all know countries like Germany, Japan, and China. These are countries that has developed rapidly so far, and their economic display, industries, and so on is a testament to their development. The simple reason for their development is the value for teachers. Having the understanding of the roles of teachers in national development is key. And the moment that states or governments know these values of teachers or get to understand the roles of teachers when it comes to national development, then there will be no room for not to value the teachers. So not valuing teachers, we all know is visible. The moment that the teachers' issues are raised, the government will always give a deaf ear to that, like allowances, scholarships, and so on. Most of you here struggle to pay for yourselves, or with the intervention of MRC Holland Foundation, that we are here pursuing our degree programs in education. So with that, it's a total or it's a complete testament that the state or the government don't value the teachers. Why should we make sure that the teachers are valued? Be it any country, knowledge is the driving force of national development, and not only national development, but continental development and that of global development for that matter. Knowledge is very, very important when it comes to humanity, when it comes to human existence. Today we are living peacefully
we are living in developed environments, we are living the way that we want to live our lives with the help of the teachers. If the teachers have this importance, why should they be live like that? I'm not valued in the society? I asked this question several times. It's important that teachers are given the due values in the society by the government, by the students, and that of the parents as well. I will set an example. If a teacher happens to accidentally, no, not accidentally, excuse me with that term, but happens to rape a girl, and a poor farmer there happens to rape a girl, that, thank you.
Members of the high table, sorry? Yes. Members of the high table, the UTG, my fellow student, my name is Alpha Job. Greetings to you all. My name is Alpha Job, and I am an English major and economic minor. First, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and acknowledge the effort of the 15th Executive Council towards the success of this EDUSA week. I will also take this opportunity to acknowledge the students also for their effort in collaboration with the 15th Executive Council. However, I stand here before you this afternoon to talk about some of the failures or some of the failures for some of the reasons why mathematics is registering more students in senior secondary school. Yeah, I believe that some of the reasons why a lot of students, particularly those in the provinces, are failing mathematics is because the availability of teachers in the provinces. I personally, I had an experience there because when I was in senior school, one of our mathematics teacher, in fact, one of the teacher who was taking me mathematics was uprooted from our class and from our school taken to another school. So this contributes significant failure towards the students. So that is the normal reason, because some of them, the number of mathematics students in the let's say in the system is limited, and most of them do not want to go to the provinces and teach them. So that is one of the reasons why a lot of students are also. And secondly is the attitude of students towards mathematics. Yes, some students have this belief that mathematics is very difficult, particularly those in the rural areas, because most of them they feel like mathematics is something that is only done by students who are in the urban areas. So this notion has also contributed, immensely to the failure of students, particularly those in the provinces. Yes. Thirdly, also is I think it's the capacity also. Yes, because if you go to the provinces, I'm basing my speak more on the provinces because I have an experience there, because I did my senior school there and I know what's there. The capacity is not there because students who are in the seniors who are here in the urban, they have the capacity, they have the facilities, like let's say books like Akiola and other private teachers, mathematics teachers. So as a result, this also contribute immensely to the part to it contributes immensely to the contribution of their success in grade 12. Yeah. Talking like so sorry. No, I'm sorry. I can continue. Yes,
Thank you very much, Alvaro. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah. Greetings to everyone here, ranging from the members of the high table, that is the DA, my co-competitors, and then fellow EDUSA. Yes, my name is Amadou Ndiaye, a first-year history major. The task given to me is whether the government is the cause of mass failure in the education sector. That is to say, yes, the government is one of the main cause to the failure of the education sector in the Gambia. And there are several reasons that lead to that. And then I will highlight some of the reasons as we go. The first of all is lack of motivation towards the educators, that is teachers. The government is not giving enough remuneration to the educators. And then as an educator who is imparting knowledge on somebody, if you are not encouraged, if you are not compensated enough, something that you can give and then feed your family as you want, you cannot deliver in the classroom as expected. And if you fail to deliver in the classroom as expected, the students will not perform as we expect. And that will, that is one of the failure where the government has it wrong in the education sector. Then the next point is we talked about capacity building. We have several teachers that are stuck in the field who want to go and further their education, but they are not given the rooms to go and further their education. And the government has a role to play in it. The government has a role to play in it, because by looking at the amount that they are giving teachers at the end of month, teachers cannot pay for their higher education. Therefore, the government needs to bring in more scholarship, to encourage teachers to go and upgrade themselves. But failure to upgrade themselves, as we have, you go to many senior schools in the Gambia, most of the teachers in those schools are, advanced diploma holders, that is HTC. People who don't have bachelor's degrees, people who are not degrees holders, are teaching senior secondary school students. It means that the teacher who is handling a particular subject area is not even a master of the subject that he or she is handling. Therefore, the government has a role to play in that as well. That is also where I blame the government as one of the main reasons for the mass failure of the education sector in the Gambia. The next one is the poor curriculum that we have in the system. The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education and MOHAS has a role to play in the advancement of our curriculum. The curriculum that we are using in the Gambia is a curriculum that is introduced, or it is more of Western ideology. We need a curriculum that that reflect our needs and aspirations as Gambia. We need a curriculum that reflects our culture as Gambia, and the government has a role to play in it. People are advocating for the for change of curriculum, but we cannot change it until and unless the government takes the lead. And we have a government that is not ready and not willing to take the lead. Therefore, I blame the government also for the mass failure of the education sector in the Gambia for failing to revisit our curriculum. The next point is the inequality in the education system. We have thank you.
Thank you very much, Amadou.